Hello and welcome to the show. We are here on Forza Horizon 4 today with another team adventure. This one, fairly straightforward in terms of cars, B-Class, rear-wheel drive. That's it. I have gone for a risky strategy. I have a Porsche 356, the new to Forza Porsche. I presume the SL is streamlined. It's hopefully going to be quite good. I've never built one of these before. I've never run the car or anything, so I hope it's going to be okay. It's on rally tyres. Sadly, it couldn't get an engine swap. In general, with the really classic cars, I kind of want to put a different engine in them. The standard engines are often not all that strong for the PI. This can't get a standard engine because as soon as you go to change the engine with rally tyres on the car, it goes to A and S1 class. So we are with the standard engine. It's got about 125 horsepower, which isn't much in B class. However, it does weigh just 1,300 pounds. So it should be okay. Now, with the rally tyres, it will have quite a lot of grip. B class can be a tough class to build vehicle. A class, you generally get rally tyres and just about whatever you want. Maybe a little bit of compromise. In B class, rally tyres you'll get on the car, but you will suffer somewhere. And in my case, it's going to be top end. And we just don't have the power. We can be as aerodynamic as we like, but up against cars in here that'll probably have 300 or 400 horsepower, you know, we're going to struggle. The Morris shot off the line is now actually struggling once we get up to 100. Here comes a BMW. In fact, I completely forgot that that car was on my team. I probably shouldn't have been fighting the bright pink machine as much as I was. Now, I have a lot of grip, as to be fair, as does the Morris Minor there. We'll try and not screw over Red Team. Red Team have actually got quite a lot of points currently going on. We'll sneak up the inside here. That will be another position for me. There's a van. I mean, you couldn't really get two more different cars. Very old classic Porsche and a Vandura in police, of course, because it's leather cap. There's a police livery. Jump across the curb, dodge the falling lamppost. Everything is fine. I also spot a teeny tiny Fiat. Teeny tiny Fiat with probably an awful lot of acceleration and a bit sketchy on the handling department. It's normally how the teeny tiny Fiats go. Ooh, I've got quite a lot of oversteer. I've brushed too many walls, it would seem. Far too many walls we have ended up clonking into. Now, defendo time. I don't know if it'll matter against the Beamer. It's got a lot of top end. I should be able to beat it under brakes, though, which we do. Don't want fourth gear through all of that. I had to fiddle around the gear ratios in this car to try and even get it vaguely usable. From standard, it bogged down horribly. First gear still a little long, but not as bad as it was to begin with. The Morris is very quick. That's gone. That's long gone into the distance. However, the rest of our team is looking pretty good. Whether it will be the same story when we go off-road, I don't know. Of course, that is always one of the interesting aspects of the team adventures, is we have to use the same car throughout. We will be tackling all sorts of different surfaces, shall we say, from a tarmac race like this to, well, dirt circuits. Now, I know the Morris at the front is not on rally tyres. I suspect the Beamer probably isn't. In B-Class, that thing starts off with a decent amount of PI, and that straight line speed would suggest it's probably not got rally tyres. The Vandura, I would think, does, because you start off in D-Class with that and many PI to play with. Vanduras can be surprisingly good. We've got ourselves in a little bit of no man's land here. We're faster than the rest of the pack. Nowhere near as fast as the leader. I mean, it's good for us in terms of what we've got massive points going on here. But a little bit of a lonely race. Hey, the little the little Fiat is up to third place. That's good. That might actually come and give us some grief down here. We'll have to wait and see, because that will have less weight than me and potentially almost as much power. So acceleration is going to be mad on that thing. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 for Red Team is pretty strong in terms of the old points. I think, if I remember rightly, if you have a 1, 2, 3, you basically can't lose. I think if you have a 1, 2, 3 and everyone else is last, I think the other team will get the same amount of points of you, but will be 500 behind. because of the 50 for 500, sorry, 50 behind because of the 50 for winning. Believe that's how the point system works, if memory serves. So yeah, we're gonna take round 1. Red team's cars, good on the tarmac. Red team's cars, very good on the tarmac. Yeah, the Fiat is marginally quicker than my vehicle, which is fine. I'm hoping I'll be a little more controllable when we go on the dirt. The Beamer will take a 4th place. It's not going to be enough points for blue team in this first round, though. Okay, definitely a solid start. So up next we head to the Tarnhouse Scramble circuit. Will be a good test for vehicles' off-roading ability. I have just remembered one of the other advantages I have in the Porsche, of course, is rear engine. Rear engine, rear-wheel drive. I actually have quite a lot of weight over the back of the car. The 914 might also be quite quick on blue team with a similar... Is it 914 rear engine or is that mid-engine? Either way, mid-engine, rear-engine cars are likely to have a little bit of a advantage in terms of the traction side of things. The Vandura, for example, will probably not be very controllable out here. We get off the line very nicely indeed. My car will not like the water, I suspect. I have got it on rally suspension. In general, I like to have my cars be good at the off-road stuff. I tend not to build specialist tarmac cars. But, yeah, this is still very low, regardless. So there is that. There is always a chance of falling over as well. We have got around that corner we just took. Is notorious. There's a bump on the inside that if you hit wrong, will fire almost any car over without really rhyme or reason to it. The Vandura I said might struggle is actually up in 2nd place. My car is a bit good out here so far. Now, things might change. We had a good start, a good spot on the grid, naturally. Django's missed a checkpoint. That's blue team's BMW. I mean, I guess it's small points for us at the end of the day. Can anything chase down the little streamliner car on the dirt? It wouldn't be the first time I've made a weird car be very good at one thing and one thing only. I mean, it does look like the chasing pack might have a tough time. And blue team are doing better on points. If their Beamer hadn't actually missed a checkpoint, we might have been in a small bit of bother in terms of points. Yeah, this is actually really good out here for a rear-wheel drive car. I think this is like the perfect combination. Rear-wheel drive, but very, very low power. Rear engine for the traction, and it's just fires itself, just dances its way out of these corners. I'm not really worried about oversteer at all on the dirt here. I don't have very big tyres on this. I think they're only 235s if I remember correctly, which compared to a lot of the cars I drive is not all that much. As we head around the final corner onto another lap, we have completely buggered off from the rest of the field. Can we lap somebody? There'll be cars that are potentially not built for dirt, cars built on street tyres perhaps that might not be enjoying life too much. B-Class, depending on what your build is, you can sometimes get away. Oh, I did just jink that one. I mean, I've got such a lead currently, I would almost get away with missing a checkpoint. That's how bloody fast this car is out on the dirt. In fact, we've got a red team 1-2 now. Don't actually remember what car. Misty Boy's driving a... Misty Boy I think is driving a 911, a Carrera in this, which could also, again, it's rear-engine, rear-wheel drive. Could explain how that one there is also enjoying this particular circuit. Now, while I do almost have enough of a lead to miss a checkpoint and get away with it, it's not a good idea to be trying that particular thing. We have our new game of can we lap one of the blue team's tarmac cars. I'm not sure, but we're going to give it a damn good try. We might even lap one of our team's tarmac cars. We're travelling that fast around this circuit. The van's still... So I said the van might struggle. I thought that genuinely might struggle out here, but apparently that's working well. I know the van is on rally tyres, but it was not likely to be enjoying this. Yeah, we might lap 2 cars here. Sierra looks horrible through the water. Suggests that's probably on streets or something like that. Actually, get that away. Thank you very much. Oh, we're going to try and roll our car mid-race. Yep, we're going to do an impromptu will it roll. And we are catching up to our Renault 5 Turbo. Again, if it's not on rally tyres, I imagine that is a horrible, horrible, twitchy machine of death. That probably ended up pointing the wrong way at some point. Yeah, they can be very quick. The Renault 5s, they can be very quick cars. However, they do sometimes become very difficult to drive. Hello. Don't mind me. In fact, that's a British police livery on a Renault 5. You know what? Let's not ask too many questions. I mean, not all that far away from lapping another one of Blue Team's cars. Yeah, this is a bit good out here. This is very fast on the dirt. Okay, so I found where my car works. I've definitely found where my car works. We do have, in Red Team, we've always got the perfect combination. We had one of our cars be incredibly fast at the tarmac, but one of my cars working wonders on the dirt. I mean, it's good news for the team. In terms of a close adventure, maybe not quite so good news. But you never know when you start these. You never know what's going to end up working. Hell, what we've seen so far might not translate to the next tracks we end up going around, but there we have it. I'm liking the Porsche, it's safe to say. Unless anything very, very bad happens. Oh, the Vandura would hold on to second. I say that like it's a bad thing. The Vandura will hold on to second. The Porsches did well. 3 of the top 4. The Vandura, the only non-Porsche in there. Jarama gets a 5th ahead of the Morris. The Defender gets 7th. The Defender was one of those. It's a real drive converted Defender. It was either going to be unbelievably fast or not work, and by the looks of it, it's a bit of a handful around here. We score enough points. We will take a second round victory as well. Up next, we head to the Bamborough Coast Circuit. Another track, actually, with a dangerous rolly spot. We have been blessed with a very kind grid spot for a second race. I'm fairly quick off the line. I'm a little concerned. I think the Morris is going to do exactly what it did at the Broadway circuit and within a lap get past me and shoot off into the distance with very little that I can do about it. We might be left scrapping for second with some of the other cars. The Beamer might like this track a little bit more. Might be slightly longer straights for the BMW to enjoy. While there are some fiddly technical nasty bits, there are considerably longer straights for the Beamer to make up its lap time, shall we say. I wonder how the Fiat is going to be controllability-wise in the twistier parts of this. We are not too bad. Can get a little carried away with the oversteer. You'll notice I haven't got any aero on this car. I was trying to give it a chance of a little bit of straight line speed. It's never going to be amazing, really, but you know, every little helps and all that. How is that a Bath, the top end? I don't know. We will, I say, defend a little bit through here. Oh, that time we just got a little bit too sideways. I think the Bath will beat the acceleration. I would hope that I can beat it top end. I feel like we might have the aero to beat it top end. The Vandura will have the power to beat both of us. We've got the battle of the little cars, and a van is about to come and join in the battle of the little cars. No, the Abarth has enough power to beat me, even with a tow. I can't keep up with that. Into turn 1 we go. We have got a little more grip. I think we have a lot more usable speed in this. The Morris is not far behind, though. That is the one that we all fear. Thankfully, it's on our team. But the bright pink Morris is the car to be worried about in this race. It's up to third, maybe, if it can battle its way past the Vandura. Sadly, it does look like we're going to have quite the one-sided adventure again. Oh, the Abarth's got a good run. Can't do anything. Can't do anything about that. The Vandura's holding up the Morris at the moment in their battle over third place. Can we carry good speed on the exit here? This is where we need to be spot on, which we are. The Abarth left a little bit of a gap. I will take the lead back. Thank you very much. I think we're all about to get eviscerated on this straight by something. Something is going to come flying back past us. We'll just enjoy our own little battle. If it's over second, fine. If it's over the lead, fine. Here comes the Abarth again. We will hopefully fend it off. We were quick through here last lap, and we again... Porsche's just nice to drive. I hadn't really done much tuning work. Often these really classic cars, especially with the rear engines, can take a fair amount of work to get them cooperative is probably the nicest way to put it. And this I haven't done anything to. It's a tiny bit oversteery for my personal tastes. However, it's certainly not slow. We're about to get mugged by all of red team. I mean, again, we've got very, very quick cars. Yeah, I think the problem for blue team is we have got the 3 fastest cars. We have a little bit of lag going on, but we've got the 3 fastest cars at all the different locations. Blue team have got some good midfield cars, but none of their cars are good enough to beat whichever one of ours is specialist, whichever one of ours happens to be the one suited to that circuit. And all 3 of ours work well here, it would seem. The Morris is weird. That thing has brutal acceleration, but can't go past about 115. It's a weird... It's a brilliant race. Absolutely fantastic race over first place here. The Abarth is going to lose out to them. Actually, if they could fight each other, that would be wonderful. If you want to fight each other, get yourselves in trouble, let the Streamliner run away. I'm going to call it that, even if it's wrong, but I don't care. Come on. Come on, 3, 5, 6. I think that was the numbers attached to this particular car. It's quickly becoming my new favourite classic Porsche at the moment. Oh, go on Abarth. You busy yourself fighting with that Morris. I don't think the Morris is going to be brave enough to have a big dive under brakes. See, I wonder if perhaps this circuit being a little bit higher speed, if that Morris is running into maybe aero limitations, this circuit might actually be too quick for the pink machine. Yeah, the three of us are slightly in a field of our own. The blue cars are not too far behind, but it's probably about a second a lap they're losing, maybe even a little bit more. And unless we really screw things up here, which is not impossible on this final lap, it does look like we are going to get a red team 1, 2, 3 in a fantastic battle between 3 very different classic cars of a vaguely similar era. Not quite. I don't actually know how old this Porsche is. I don't remember. The Morris has run a little bit wide. The Abarth's actually maybe made a mistake through turn 1. He's a little further back. If I don't do anything goofy out of this corner, we might be okay. Last time I goofed it up with a Lancia Delta. Here I think we're a little more evenly matched in terms of cars. I don't actually have to go uber defensive on the first part. We do end up taking a slightly wonky line. No, bad Porsche. Don't get sideways here. We are on the dirt trying to accelerate away. I think even if the Morris gets underneath, it's going to hit that aero wall too soon. It was still a little goofy, but not enough to entirely screw it up. The Morris, yeah, hits that aero wall and we're gone. It's a 1, 2, 3 for red team. A fantastic battle for red team right there. Unfortunate for blue team. They got 4, 5, 6 in the end. The M5 beating the Jurama, beating the Vandura. We just have 3 cars that are working very, very well. Very well indeed. So, we are heading off-road once more. The Highland Farm Scramble. I'm hoping my car is going to be just as quick here. What is going on with Forza and giving me... I mean, it's not necessarily pole position. Front row for red team. Maybe it's making up for all the times on whichever motorsport it was, 6, that I was almost guaranteed a last place spot on the grid. This is randomised, you know, we have no control over how it starts the grid. Oh, that Lambo is horrible off the line. That Lambo is not good off the line. Now, this track, it is mostly dirt. There is a small tarmac section here. It is faster dirt. That might be the only concern I have for my car, is the Vandura is better top end than me. There's no doubt about that. So if the Vandura gets past, I could have some trouble here. If any of the cars get past with much higher top speeds, if they can keep control of their vehicles on the dirt. Yeah, I could potentially be in trouble. We will have to wait and see, though. That is a little bit of an unknown. It's quite a different dirt circuit, this one, to the previous. Again, the 911 seems to be working. I think the engine placement is working wonders for for these races, the engine placement in our cars helps considerably. Ewan's got the Jarama up in second. Maybe this will be a track finally that Lamborghini comes good. I actually looked at building one. Problem I had was I wanted rally tyres on my vehicle, and you put rally tyres on that and it gives you about 5 PI to play with. So either that's a very close to stock Jarama just with some tyres, or it's not on rally. Judging by the speed it's on the dirt, I would imagine it probably has the tyres, just little else. I was kind of hoping that if we went to well, I was kind of hoping when we came to here, we went to the next dirt circuit, the game would put me further in the field, so we'd actually have some racing to do. Like, I like winning races, don't get me wrong. However, we also like a little bit of battling involved. We like having to work. The previous race, that was a good race, and while it would have been a shame not to win, of course it would have been. It wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have minded what position I came in at the end of the day because we had a good race. These are the sort of way you just got the car that just works here. It's nice for the team. I mean, our team is actually not really enjoying this particular track as much. I think our Abarth and Morris are too difficult to drive out here. I've seen the Abarths be very difficult cars. They're very uncooperative cars sometimes. You saw how much it moves around. It's one of those that if you get everything right, they're very quick, but mistakes are easier to make with them. And on dirt, of course, you've just got less grip. They slip and slide around. Thankfully, it seems like on the dirt, when we do go off-road, our 911 is there to pick up enough points to make it difficult for blue team. We're going to slide our way off towards the wall, and then further back, it's a little bit of a mix and match of points. Van, I'm not really dropping the van at the moment. That might have found its speed. It might have found its speed a little too late. We'll have to wait and see. I was just saying the engine note in this car is not all that loud or distinctive, and I may have been in the wrong gear at some points. It's just it's just how it's going to be. If we don't goof it, I think it'll be tough for the cars behind. Eccentric's moved up a place. Still not enough because I think we got a place further back. They're much closer. This is the closest blue team have been. This is the best opportunity they have really for a round win. What's the next circuit going to? Can't actually remember what I set up in the adventure. Now they're to within 50 points. We have the 50 points because I lead the race. The leader gets an extra 50 points. The points, in case you may not have seen one of these for a little while, or perhaps before, you get 100 points for every one of the opposing team that you are ahead of. So leading the race, when we're doing a team adventure with 12 cars, we get 600 points. You get a bonus 50 points if you are the leader / when you win the race, which is why me running around at the front gives us 50 points. So it means if there's ever the case of the tie, it's whichever team has the car in the lead that will take that round of victory. We have got some more points further back as well. I think blue team have lost ground, shall we say, at the back, and they were giving us, I mean, it was very close. They got to within 50 points. I don't think they ever overtook us in terms of the points. They have got very, very close. Again, the Porsche is just proving too much out here, and we got the lead off the line. We haven't had another vehicle really chat. The van is not slow. I'd have to say the van is probably the second best car on the dirt, it would seem. And 911 is pretty decent as well, but the Vandura, second best car on the dirt. Not what I expected necessarily. Not going to be quick enough though. Not going to be quick enough at all as we head on this start-finish kind of straight. There is a bump that can spin you here. I've got in trouble with cars before. On rally suspension though, we are all good. It's another victory. That's 3 victories in a row for the 356. So, for the final race, we head to the Edinburgh Station Circuit. Tight, twisty street track. And now the game has seen fit to put my car to the back. It has put our Abarth on the front. In fact, it's put the Abarth on the front row with the Morris. I'm probably not going to catch them. We need a very good run. We are likely to get a good launch. We've seen already I get off the line very, very quickly. I think there are a few cars that are struggling with gear ratios here and just cannot get the things going. You see it ever so slightly bog, but then it flies off the line, which is nice. The Land Rover, a fun idea, has just not quite worked in the end. We are up a couple of places. Now, I don't know if we are the best kind of tarmac car here, really. We'll have to wait and see what might go on. Oh, unsurprisingly, the Renault's going to have a slide up the inside. We'll go the other side. Jesus, 914 shot through that corner. This is the downside of being further back, of course, is you are in all of the traffic in the early parts, as currently at the front is slightly expected. Clonking the door of the mirror. The Abarth and the Morris are flying away into the distance. Come on, Porsche, we can do it. Here comes the Beamer with immense speed through the middle. It will do that. I think my goal is third. If I can manage that, I will be quite happy. I don't know whether I will be able to manage that. We'll have to wait and see. Come on, get out of the way, Renault. We will have some speed around here if we can get in the clean air. The Drama's actually not doing too terribly around this track. 914 is going to clobber into the railings. I'd rather them than me, that's for sure. We're going to try to be sneaky. Nope. I know the line I wanted to take. Did not get to the bit of the circuit I wanted to get to there, and now we have slow up the hill. The M5 might get us, might get stuck though. Yeah, just. Right, we need to get past you, my friend, and we need to do that pretty sharpish. It's very close in terms of points at the moment. We still have the lead, but it isn't only just. I'm stuck trying to get as many points as I can for us further back. Come on, get past the 914. We would need a lap or two of clean air to really get chasing after the Vandura. I don't even know if we will have enough laps to get that Vandura. I think we are quicker. This sort of track should suit my car better than the Vandura, but we need to not be stuck in traffic. It is, of course, the curse of starting further back if you don't have if you don't have insane levels of performance over the cars you are racing against. We're only 50 points to the good, so it is very close for us here. I think some of our other cars that were working on the dirt, perhaps less so out here. And Stallion's lost out with the Abarth. Oh, the speed through there when we get a perfect run. That that is very nice indeed. That is very, very nice indeed. Oh, Leathercat may have hit the wall through that section, judging by the tyre marks and the smoke. Good God, the Porsche's corner speed when you get it right. Oh, and I got all the stairs. I think I've hit that one before, actually. That bloody stairs on the inside. Like it's hidden behind a plant pot, and you turn in, try and get the apex, and you ping the bloody staircase. Well, I think fourth is a little bit of a far-fetched dream, barring any shenanigans. We are going to push the car as much as I can. Would be curious to know. It's always, I'd love to know what the lap times are compared to me. I think the Morris might work at this circuit better. It doesn't get aero limited like it did at Bamborough, and its acceleration is better than me, and that doesn't. That's the downside. Again, another downside. Small light car, railings do murder them. But I'd love to know the lap times. I'd love to know if we get a good lap time at some point here, what that is compared to the Vandura, what it is compared to the Abarth, compared to some of the other cars. And we do need another place, as Blue Team might be able to claw around back. My goof on the stairs is not ideal here. Oh, no, we've got our 911's actually gained a bunch of positions. Oh, for God's sake, stop throwing debris in front of the tiny light car. Oh yeah, I've got a lot of speed here. We're probably the second fastest car in this. Well, I've just seen how much we caught the drama as well. Having had, I mean, we're not even having good laps, and we're absolutely flying in this car. This is a bit quick. This is a bit quick in B-Class. The Morris does work at specific circuits, not on the not on the dirt, mind. I can't get. I'm now overdriving the car. We are now pushing the vehicle far too hard, trying to make up that lap time. Stallion is having a good go at the inside of the Vandura and may well get that place. Unfortunately for Blue Team, a loss. Django, I think, must have missed a checkpoint with the M5. They've lost out behind us either way, and yeah, a combination of that has given us plenty of points. Don't turn in too much through there like a plonker. Yeah, I mean, I've got the speed. If I hadn't clicked the wall, if I hadn't overdriven, we could have probably got into the fight ahead. Sadly, that's the way it goes sometimes. And we will round the final corner. 3 wins out of 5 isn't bad, though. Sadly, couldn't quite get a podium in the final race. Not the car's fault. Buried in traffic, and I made some silly goofs along the way. Still, that 356 is very, very good. Very good overall. The best car here overall in terms of performance. Weirdly, overall performance, 356 and Vandura, most consistent. The Minor and the Bar struggled in some events a little more. But there we go. Yeah, turned out found another quite nice B-class car. Quite nice B-class car indeed. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. If you would like to take part in the next Versus the Community, you can sign up via our forums. There'll be a link in the description of this video. Find the FailRace Versus the Community section, and you can sign up in there. That, though, shall be it from me. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.